Oh, good morning. It's Friday, January the 16th, and we have quite a bit of weather to watch. So this has been one of the driest, most uneventful winters I can remember in recent memory. Very close to what the winter had for us back in 2006, just as far as similarities go. But it does look like it's going to get a little bit more active as we go further down the road. First up, your Friday. It's going to be pretty nice, actually. Temperatures rebound into the 50s today. It's a brief rebound. I think we're going to see temperatures this weekend be much colder, and I'll show you why here in just a moment, but it is going to be a colder stretch here pretty much between Saturday and Tuesday of next week. Temperatures in the 30s and 40s each day. A front rolls through Arkansas today. That gets the winds shifted off towards the northwest. That's going to bring in colder air. Some model data does generate a few flurries this weekend. Depends on which model you look at. I'd say the chances are low, but not zero. So if you do see them this weekend, they're not going to be impactful, but hey, everyone could use a few snowflakes this time of year, so that would be nice. We'll be watching the system towards our east. A few snowflakes do look possible in parts of Georgia and the Carolinas, just depending on how things break. That's a tough forecast for meteorologists over there. For here, though, it's just going to be about the cold air building in. A reinforcing shot of colder air arrives Sunday night, and that's going to put us into pretty chilly conditions Monday and Tuesday. So it's about 4 straight days of real winter temperatures. High pressure settles right in over us on Monday, and that's going to lead to a very cold Tuesday morning. Sunday morning and Tuesday morning certainly are the days where we're going to be the coldest. You can notice the wind barbs here. As this is high pressure, shifts towards the east, it brings our winds out of the south, so that's why we're going to have a brief warm-up towards the middle of next week, and that's actually going to set the stage for what I hope is going to be some good chances for rain next Wednesday. You see, this model data goes out through next Wednesday. It's generating clouds and moisture, showing us that, hey, maybe by next Thursday, there's a chance we could be talking about rain. This is the GFS model, and I'm just showing you this just to show you that at least in model land, rain chances do exist, and that's going to be late next week where that's the best chance. So just under a week away where we finally get the chance of rain to return. There's your temperatures on Friday at 3:30. Notice the front's already come through, so by late in the day Friday, temperatures actually drop. A lot of us are at or below freezing on Saturday, and then it's 30s and 40s for highs on Saturday. Teens and low and mid-20s for lows on Sunday. I think we get right to 20 or 19 at Little Rock. Lots of teens down into central and north Arkansas. Mid-20s for those of you in south Arkansas. And then by Sunday afternoon, the winds do start to shift a little bit, but it's still going to be a very chilly afternoon. The reinforcing shot of colder air arrives, and that leads to a very cold Monday morning, a very cold Monday afternoon, and finally Tuesday morning lows. Not quite what they are on Sunday morning, but still very chilly with teens and 20s. Widespread across the state. So expect that. The wind chill will become a factor at times. I think we'll see wind chills at their worst probably on Sunday morning with widespread teens and maybe again as we get into Monday morning. Here's your temperature trend for the next 10 days. Remember, I pick a centrally located point, central Arkansas, right in the middle of Arkansas. Whether you're in Greene County, Miller County, Lake Village, or Bentonville, you can get these numbers for your location with the Arkansas Weather Network app, made possible by TCW, Arkansas's most reliable internet. If you're in one of the areas they service here in Central or South Arkansas, give them a call. They would love to help you out. You see the temperatures going through the weekend into next week, very chilly. Slowly rebounding towards the middle of next week. It's not out of the realm possibility you get a 60 in here, but it does look like, look at the end of the 10-day period. It does look like another big cool shot is on the way later next week. But first, let's look at those rain chances, and I think there's a good chance that this heads our way probably as we get towards the middle to end of next week. I'm going to zoom this out so you can actually see the date, but that's January 22nd where you're starting to see this data hint at chances for rain. It's not amazing chances for rain, it's not heavy rain, but at least it's rain, and it really spikes as you get towards January the 25th. So late next week into the weekend, there's a chance for rain. It does correspond with the warm-up. You see Wednesday, Thursday, Friday expecting to go back into the 50s, but there is that another shot of cold air right around January 24th and 25th where temperatures are going to go back down into the 40s and probably get even colder. As far as ensemble data looking at snowfall, it does. The latest daytime run yesterday showed a few hits of some winter weather with that second system, not the first round of precipitation next week, but the second system around the 25th. So that's a time to watch. There's no really way to tell what's exactly it's going to do, but that's a time to watch. What I'll focus on now, though, is the temperatures. Friday, right at average, maybe above average for some of you. The big cold shot arrives this weekend. It's reinforced Monday into Tuesday, and then towards the middle of next week, there is a little bit of recovery. We'll see temperatures in the 50s. And then this is what we've been watching for several days. The cold builds up in Western Canada, the Eastern Rockies, and oftentimes it's going to slide straight south, and that's going to happen right around January 24th through 26th, and that's going to bring several days. It won't be a 10-day period of cold air, but it'll bring several days of very cold air before it begins to retreat towards the east. So you look at the 5-day temperature anomalies, and that is January 25th through January 30th, and that's showing temperatures 5 to 7 degrees below average. So that is some real cold air to work with late in the month, and I think it's going to trend even colder as we get closer and closer because of the source region and some of the things that are lining up. So that's where we stand for the next 7+ days, looking into the end of January. If we're going to see winter weather, I think it's that last week of January as we get that plunge of Arctic air from the northwest right around the 24th, 25th, and just beyond that. Until then, it's going to be dry. Our next chance of rain is coming up on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of this next week, and we really need the rain, so we'll hope that it works out. Until then, download the Arkansas Weather Network app and have a great weekend.